Greetings, fellow wolf pack. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Lycan Legion, Episode 5, Inner City Walls. At the moment, there's no temperature-based research speed factor, but I'll have to keep an eye on the ambient temperature to make sure that I don't have any research speed penalties as a result of it being colder in there. Just have to keep a close eye. And we don't have a lot of veg left, but I could harvest the corn early if I need to. Obviously, corn is really, really high yield. I was kind of hoping for some late September rainfall in order to further fuel the plant growth. Maybe I'll get lucky and it happens, maybe not. And then at some point I'll convert over the cotton and the heel root farms back over to edible crops. I just wanted to make sure I had plenty of food, or plenty of cotton and heel root for medicines and clothing before our first big winter. But yeah, a pretty sizable amount of the wall is done. The other really nice thing about walls is they will suppress slaves a bit better. Slaves think that they can run away when they're not enclosed by walls. So having multiple layers of walls and walls that keep them closer to home prevents them from, you know, thinking that they can potentially run away. This should be embrasures too. Let's fix that. So far we haven't, oh yeah, there's the research speed factor. It's getting too cold. So, for now, I'll set fires. I don't really, well, I'll heat both rooms. I was gonna say I don't necessarily really need to heat up the other room, but I don't want them to sleep in the cold. And then there is the worry of, the ducts as well. So the ducts, minimum temperature, comfortable temperature is about -10°C, which we're not quite there yet, but I want to keep an eye on it just to make sure I don't have any dead ducks, because that would be not so ideal. I'd like to focus on getting the defenses built, but with the caveat that if it looks like my crops are going to start to suffer from bad ambient temperature, I'm going to switch over to make sure that I have the crops that are remaining there not die. So beggars are asking for 100 silver. Yeah, I can part with that. So we've got... They're of Dark Army. Oh, but a Wolfblood is asking for the silver. A germophobic Wolfblood. Alternatively... You know? I have a different thought. I'm going to let them arrive wherever they want to arrive. I think you know where I'm going with this. I would like to capture Crow. They are a Wolfblood. But, any of them are fine. Alright, waiting for my slave to arrive, so they can do most of the tanking. Oh, you know, he has Alzheimer's. I'm gonna have mercy. Changing my mind. So there we go. This is a good indicator of what happens when a Wolfblood is like mortally wounded. Crow just turned into full-blood Wolfblood as a result of us beating him down so hard. So there's your lovely silver. Bye. And I apologize for what I did to you. I was thinking that, you know, maybe you should join us, but if you have Alzheimer's at the ripe old age of 58, I think we can do without you joining our ranks. Oh, we are getting food. Okay, so there's some rotted food here. And we're about to all get food poisoning. Gross! That's going to be rough on Darius. Did we end up actually building the... No, we didn't. Okay. Trying to get the fires set so that it's not a chilled environment slowing down our research rate. Our research rate is like low enough as it is, might as well have it be as fast as possible. Getting the whole warning of slave unsuppressed again. I know. We don't have the clothing for you. Someday. And Darius just got double food poisoning? Okay. And it's a result of an incompetent cook. So I might decide to punish our slave for the quality of the food that he prepared us. I'm considering it. Marriage is on. Elba and Bebo propose to one another. That's going to be good for the moods. One thing I don't have yet, and you know, we don't even have a full recreation room, but I'll put a marriage spot and a party spot, a dedicated area for it. So that if we do end up with a couple getting married, you know, we actually have a spot that they travel to. So Scipia has food poisoning. Darius has double food poisoning. I don't know if... I think there's still probably one more poisoned meal in the stack. Because usually it's, if we cook a batch of 4, it's going to be 4 meals. So someone's due to get more food poisoning before the food poisoning issues get resolved. Yeah, double is better than someone getting it, you know, all 4 people getting it separately, absolutely. I agree on that. Alright, here comes some potatoes. And the stockpile here is going to be for rice or potatoes or corn. I don't really care what we put there, just that the ducks have food. The only other issue that I have right now is that with us having food poisoning, a slave rebellion would be a little bit more dangerous than normal because we our capacity to quell a slave rebellion is not so good at the moment. And I'm going to focus on just getting the main gate built more than the shooting areas, just so that we can have, like, if we get a manhunter pack or something like that, so that we can have like perimeter security. So that's currently the priority. All right, we have warnings about warm clothing. Still working on complex clothing research. It is taking a while, but we're getting there. And the ambient temperature is dropping. The grow season ends, according to the farm, at 11th of September, which is coming up. So we'll just keep that in mind as the season progresses. I might have missed the notice about a 4th person getting food poisoning, because I think they would have gotten it by now. So I think maybe Darius and Scipia doubled up. Hopefully. If not, there's like a dangerous meal somewhere in that stack. I'm hoping that isn't the case. Okay, good. The slave just got re-suppressed, which will buy us a little bit of time. Oh, you miscarried due to starvation? Yeah, that's gonna happen. We're not very good at making sure that our prisoners eat. If anything, that makes it a little bit more easier for us to manage you guys. So I think for now, I'm going to leave these side doors closed. And then this door can probably wait as well. And then leave this center door open. So these doors here are going to be side doors. So that they're not used... so that the main door is used. But now that the main door is opened, it should be the main thoroughfare. People shouldn't be avoiding that. Alright, so pretty soon we'll have, this wall shouldn't take very long, because this isn't like castle wall, so it goes pretty quickly. And here's the packed dirt, giving us a pathway into the base that is a little bit faster to traverse. I do intend to finish the whole project before queuing up the next project. So, about that, what you would like to see for the next project? Actually, you know what? I'm not going to pull on that. I think it's got to be the greenhouse. Well, no, it doesn't have to be. I think we could probably rely on meat as the primary caloric source heading into the winter. I don't think we're necessarily obligated to have veggies, but I'll have you guys decide on that anyway. I can't believe how long it's taken us to get complex clothing. It's been a real slow project. Okay, we have more ducklings. I'm going to say that's probably all the ducks we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a second little duckling area here. So that the male is kept separate from the females. So now I'm making what is probably temporary duck barns. I say probably because I don't know. It's one of those who knows what will happen in the long run type deals. So here's the male duck barn. And then we're probably going to want a female version. And I'm just nesting it back here so that it's out of the way and okay. This was really not intended to ever be like a project on its own, but it became one. Just because the opportunity arose. So current priority is work on defenses and duck barns. You're surprised that there's ranches at all? I know, right? I don't usually put ranches in. So let's put this back to rice and rice. We need more veggies. And it looks like the next priority is going to be greenhouse. So defenses. Build defenses, duck barns, and greenhouse. The conversions I don't really care about. It was just so that we could work on our attempt for wardening. It was not that I wanted to actually be a warden or anything like that. I don't think any of them are going to be fully joined, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Oh, we are full of filth. Alright, Darius almost has the external walls built, having this be the only entryway and choke point. I'll build the rest of the structure as well, of course. But that's a pretty good milestone to reach. And now we're getting the corn harvest, so we're going to have lots of veg coming up. One of the things I'm going to need to do, if we are setting up greenhouse, is everything that is connected to this wooden structure that is eventually going to be greenhoused is going to have to be removed, which is a little destructive, but it's needed to make way for the project to come. God, I need a slaver to show up. We could potentially... How far of a walk? Well, the problem is we're heading into winter, and it takes longer to travel in winter conditions. But I was really hoping that slavers would have shown up by now to take these guys off my hands, but they just really haven't. Alright, Biba, once you're up, I'm going to have you cut down these trees. Do I have enough meat for their meals? I want some turkey. I might want to go for bigger game. I might want to go for like the mega sloths or something like that, but I'm going to hold off on that just because I'm lazy. It's easier for them to level up their archery by shooting at turkey. So, animals. Males. Duck. Elba is hauling them in the wrong spot. You'll figure that out soon. So we're separating out the male from the female. I don't want to necessarily like euthanize the male. If we do need more ducks in the future, it will be useful to have a breeding male. But but keeping them separated so that the eggs that are laid are unfertilized and can be used for meals. It's going to be nice. And I'm going to set it up as like a heated duck barn, shared with a vent, so I don't need multiple heat sources. All right. The male section is just about done. And then the female section will be set up. And then I'm also going to set the egg layer boxes and a bunch of spots for them here as well. So this is going to be for female ducks. At some point, I'm also going to want to obtain critters that can have milk or be milked. So cows or dromedaries or, you know, something like that. Goats. Can goats be milked? I forget. But we want a source of eggs and milk for better food. So the whole purpose of the ducks is for the eggs, because you can't make condiments like mayonnaise without eggs, or some of the fancier luxurious foods. Whoa. All right, come on, wall this in. All right, now that we have a lot more veg, I'm going to go back. Simple meals are going to be made out of veg, not meat, because it keeps flip-flopping what we have an excess of. But with all the corn about to be harvested, we're going to have an excess of corn, not an excess of meat. Now, that was partly unnecessary. Alright, so the female barn is done. So let's go ahead and get rid of this setup here entirely. And get them moved over. So I think what I'll do is, we'll move the egg layer box. And then for now, I'm just going to do sleeping spots, but eventually I'll have like actual spots for them, because the actual spots will prevent them from, will allow them to recover from illnesses a little bit better. Alright, food for male ducks. Food for female ducks. Complex clothing is finally done! Alright, next up I want to do smithing. And with complex clothing finally done, let's go get a hand tailor bench, so that we can make some slave clothing, because our only slave here has free reign to roam about and do whatever they want. So the build defenses are not quite done. I'm gonna, before I set up the greenhouse, I am going to finish this project to completion, but it's getting pretty close. I don't want these fires as gather spots. I want my my dining room as the only gather spot. Why haven't we hauled that last duckling? Do it already. This doesn't need too much more work. Most of the gateway is done. And then that tailor bench is going to be great to make sure that we have temperature appropriate clothing and slave clothing and all that good stuff. So I'm not really sure how many ducks. So I have a dozen female ducks, so I need a dozen sleeping spots. Right, there we go. That should be correct. Alright, it's getting awfully cold. So my attention is on making sure that the crops are taken care of. So I got my eye on that. I think I am going to temporarily pause the finish of this defense so that I can make sure that I don't have any crop lost as a result of this this chill, as the growing season is come to an end. Can someone rope this duck already? There's no limit here. Alright, Darce, destroy that stupid thing. Yeah, there we go. That should get them moved. Alright, add bill. So, I'm gonna make... This will take me a second, but I'm gonna make toques out of cloth only. Cloth and wool. We'll make until we have 90% and make them only with Elba. Then I want slave collars. Make one. Make them out of iron and plain leather. Make sure we have at least one in stock, up to 90%. And then slave body straps. Also plain leather or cloth. Actually, cloth. 90%. And Elba. Then I'm also going to do tribal wear. I'm going to make the tribal wear out of heavy fur and 90%. The reason heavy fur is I want it to be a little bit more insulating so that our slaves don't freeze. They don't get hypothermia or anything like that. All right. All about you have a lot of tasks now. So get to it. And then the slave clothing is going to be 50%, 51%. Actually, you know what? I don't really care if it's tattered. Right? Truth be told, I don't really care. So, they're going to be allowed to wear body straps, tribal wear, toques, slave collars. And don't allow tainted. That's some of our... You know, actually, don't allow tattered either. And it's only because if they're in tatters, it's a sign that we are impoverished to visitors and guests. So I'd like our slaves to have at least suitable clothing to show that we are prosperous. Because if they're in shabby clothing, we look poor. Maybe we are poor, but I don't want to appear poor. Toko. You've got 1, 2. Any of them good? Good passions, but you're jealous. Misandrist Recluse? Nah, they're not super awesome. Neanderthals are pretty slow moving, so they're tough, but they don't move quick. So we'll just try to shoot them down. Oop, didn't mean for that door to be closed. Alright, slave, you go clean the kitchen, because I don't really need you to take a beating. Come on, chase me. You're chasing the wrong... Oh, there we go. Yeah, chasing a fleet of foot werewolf. Good luck with that. Oh, he's an opium addict, too. Alright. Dead as doorknobs. Whatever doorknob is, who knows? I did want to finish this part of the gatehouse, just so that if we want to close doors on the future brawlers, we can, and it keeps us from really having to do kiting at all. But there's still more of that project that he's doing. But I'll have to wait until the greenhouse is done. All right, these actually. They're eating grasses, so I don't think it's all that urgent for us to bring veg in here, even though we just haven't been. It's been neglected, but I think it's unimportant. The 8-layer boxes do need to move, though. I'm still waiting on them to be hauled in. There's a lot of like haul jobs and stuff like that that have yet to be done. And that's one fertilized egg, so we're gonna get one more duck out of this. Hopefully a female. Alright, they're all converted, so setting them all to main... Actually, no, this one... Yeah, they're all converted. So, yeah, I'm just setting them to maintain only. And it was a male. Actually, leave it. Having a backup male, just in case something happens to our only male, is smart. So if one gets malaria and plague at the same time or something like that, it's not a fatal event. They beat each other up. The guy with one arm won. Well, I guess he wasn't fully disarmed. Greenhouse is getting thrown together pretty quick. I am going to need to move the Bloomery at some point. Maybe I'll put the Bloomery over here. Because it's definitely in the way. Everything here is in the way. including the prison. But we'll worry about that in a minute. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to intentionally leave the roof off in here until it gets too cold. Basically, I want it to grow as much as it can until the point of no return. So what I will do is I'm going to set up like you know what? I could use ambient temperature. I'm going to set up a prison. To move the prisoners out of that space. Maybe I'll I want to make it out of wood because it's kind of temporary. I don't want them housed like this forever. So some considerations, they're going to need some sorts of water, and because there's no well water here, they're going to need a basin. So I'll set them up with a sink basin, and a latrine. And just to reduce their breakout attempts, we'll give them somewhere to eat. And make it cramped. I mean, it's not going to be comfortable, but there it is. A basic little prison, just to be able to move into the greenhouse. So our slave now doesn't have suppression fall rate. I think if... so my plan is the next time one of our prisoners is guilty of something, they get executed. Currently, none of them are guilty. But if one tries to break out or starts a fight or something like that, they're dead. Doris, what are you working on? Growing some hoop? Alright. I can be patient. He's been very hard at work. Alright, we have the new Bloomery. And then I'm just going to delete the old zones. Just out of laziness, I'm going to create a new zone. Oh, if I could click. I'm going to create a new zone and just call it Bloomery. And this will be preferred for coal, iron, steel. Just a mixed of all of it, because I need to move this old Bloomery. Additionally, Doris here is going to need a new bedroom. I think I'm just going to have, because he's our cook, I'm going to have him sleep in the kitchen for now. I mean, it's a, actually, you know what? There is a problem with that, which is that, it designates that as like not a room that that could be used for recreation. So I'll put him here. Her, rather. Alright, this is getting built. I am going to need plumbing for this area. So, iron plumbing. And I'm going to need more iron, of course, too. Oh no, there's plenty of iron mined up. Yeah, they're laying eggs outside. We need an egg box in there. Now that the females of that group are getting to be egg-laying age. The good news is, for now, I'm going to allow the unfertilized eggs to be used cooked for meals, because we don't really have other recipes that uses those eggs. But that allows us to do less hunting, because the ducks are just producing meat for us without input or effort. So that's pretty handy. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Lycan Legion, which originally streamed live on Twitch September 1st. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that many details about the series were kept intentionally secret, and those secrets will not be revealed. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow legionaries.